Hello, everyone. Happy Earth Day. My name is Milica Miloshev, and I'm from Team54 Project International, and I'm also Chief Application Director for the RepClim app, the climate application, the climate campaign that I will present you today. The RepClim app is framed to be a mobile application that will be a real-time reporting system, which will enable users to become environmental stewards and by speaking up and by sharing live video reports of climate incidents that are happening on their respective locations. The application will have real live video reporting features and also graphic images for evidence that will be uploaded and backed up on the website platform that is connected with the mobile application. The operating system of the application is also linked and connected with GPS tracking system. All this provide us chance actually to enable relevant governments and stakeholders so that we together can create a sustainable so that we all together can create sustainable development, and also to develop pre and post disaster risk management. The data that are collected with through the mobile app, RepClim app, can also be used for scientific research. As well, the RepClim app represents alert warning system for citizens and for tourists that are visiting and traveling to vulnerable nations that are affected by climate unusual weather patterns, so that can be safe, and all in the bid to enhance and to improve adaptation. Many of you will ask, why climate reporting? Well, climate reporting is one of the ways that we can raise awareness about the climate crisis that is happening and that is affecting us all. Through the RepClim app, people will be able to see that the climate crisis and the climate issue is a real thing, and that it's happening in this very moment, that it's happening every day, and that it's happening on every inch of the planet Earth. Today, we're living in a digital era, and we all know that digital technology can provide us, and that has such a power actually to provide us with the platform that we all have access to, and that we all need, so that we can easily and effectively address the climate crisis. And we can build the foundation for sustainable development. This is the reason why we addressed Google as our recipient for this climate campaign, because Google can help RepClim app to become alive. Together, let's create this application, let's create the RepClim app, and turn this digital era into climate solutions era. Please click I agree, and please click I agree for this campaign and for the RepClim app, because we don't have time to spend it on nothing. And now it's the time to drive climate awareness into climate action. Happy Earth Day once again, and thank you so much.
different ways on acting on climate change. We'll talk more about that now with a man from Nigeria. He is with us via Zoom from the United States. His name is Daniel Gbujie Chidubem, and he's an award-winning African-trained doctor. He founded and also runs a not-for-profit organization called Team54 Project International. And this group promotes climate awareness, builds public commitment, and also triggers climate action at all levels. And Daniel is with us via Zoom from New York. Please give him a warm hand.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. My name again is Daniel Gbujie. I'm the founder and the CEO of Team54 Project, a not-for-profit based organization that raises awareness about the impact of climate change in over 169 nations. I know everybody will be worried. Is that possible? Well, you get to hear our secret formula. So everyone's journey through climate movement, every speaker you've heard today's journey through climate movement starts with a passion. And the way we're going to solve climate change is if we create a human individual passion. However, we coalesce together as a forum, or we coalesce together as concerned citizens. So my climate journey began, just like I said, as an African from a minority tribe called the Igbo people. Now, we are predominantly in the southeastern part of my country, Nigeria, and we have members all across the world. However, the key thing about this individual, who happens to be myself, my picture 6 months ago, was that I am born to make a difference. I've always known that there has to be something much better than what I am seeing currently in my country, I am experiencing currently in Africa, I am seeing all across the world. Sadly, climate change gave me that vehicle to be able to have a clearer vision of what I want to be. It requires good education and good mentorship. And the good mentorship started from when I met the former vice president under Bill Clinton's time, Mr. Al Gore, who spoke to me for 8 minutes. 8 minutes that define everything. He had shown me what the future would be in 2020, in 2017. It inspired me to start to tell our story, to start to bring on board our African perspective on how climate change is impacting on agriculture, on health, on the socio-economic fabrics that determine the growth of any nation. And these are some of the things we've done. So I was able to mobilize a lot of people, and thanks to the organization that I originally, before now, joined, the World Medical Association. I happened to be on that association, and they actually sent me as the first African, the first Black African, to represent them at the COP. So I have represented the World Medical Association at the COP 22 and 23. And then I have sent my own team to the COP in Poland. So the problem now is we have a challenge. Some of the challenges of climate action are actually as a result of Africans still having some pre-colonial mentalities. Africans having absence of leadership with respect to their government, showing the direction that they want. Now, our colonial masters somehow have been able to fuse to now be packaged as global corporate leaders. Don't get me wrong, some corporate leaders are living up to expectation, but we need more. Now, the idea and the mentality of a corporate world is to exploit the sufferings of people at the expense of a common shared goals, which, as we know, is what they make their profit from. So every society looks up to their leaders. Every society should have a leader that creates that direction for the future, especially the future of the young ones. Hence the creation of Team54 Project. Like I said, it's a brand that has identified unique ways that we can help climate action and build resilience at either global level or at the local level. And we've only been 2 years old and we have gotten results. So we have laid an innovative framework geared up to help community, you understand, get better, effective citizens. Effective citizens who are proactive will always bring about leaders who are visionary. So the Team 54 project equally also organizes and facilitates climate training workshops where we raise awareness about the negative impact on climate change on existing system. By existing system, we mean the system that we've always known for 150 years, which includes agriculture, the health, the educational system, and the financial institution. So climate change has disproportionately affected all the system to our detriment. Now, this exposure of training, workshop, taking climate action in our own formula has created and inspired continuous membership participation, including our partners who are known all over the world. So the strong conviction to make Earth green again is possible. And these are our members from Pacific Island nations, from West Africa, from Bolivia. In the Philippines, the Philippine government hosted our first year anniversary in 2017. We have active members in India. We have active members in Belgrade, in Europe. We have active members in Mexico. Now, how were we able to do this? We call it the all-inclusive concept. It is simple. The solutions are out there. We need to understand the sound climate science. But not only that, bring in the human component of things. People want to know, of what role will I be in addressing this issue that seems to overwhelm us? What can I bring on board? I do not know 450 parts per million. I don't know what that means, but I have these skills. So Team 54 project is saying that we can harness the talent, the skill of every single person on Earth. The combination of that concept with climate action strengthens participation and will help the global and local involvement. This is the model that we have reproduced in 160 countries, and it has led to great impact. Impact in Congo, impact in Yemen. As we speak in Yemen, we are actively on ground ensuring to sensitize people on the sanitation crisis they have in the camps in Eden. Our members here in the US always engage from time to time with known authorities. This is our formula that works. It is simple. That climate science education with human inclusion. By human inclusion, we say talents and skill that every individual have. Every single individual has. You have something you can offer. If you're a musician, you can sing for climate change. We can help you develop the content for it. If you're a footballer, you can. Just last week, one of our members in Nigeria did organize a football match tagged Team Climate Action against Team Climate Change. And the Team Climate Action did win. 250 people watched the match in West Africa, Ogun State. And he was able to deliver a 8-minute action. And as we speak today, they have plans of planting trees and looking for better ways to make things better. This is what we call the Team 54 project effect. The effect that has created ripples across the globe, that has got us international recognition at the United Nations, that has allowed governments like China and Philippines and the Nigerian government to recognize that these people have a way of bringing on board the needed language to change. Media houses have equally carried our story, and our partners across the world, like Let's Do It World, have been able to even give us accolades that we have been able to mobilize in addressing the issue of solid waste, just by bringing on board the better understanding of science, the passion of our people, and then the need to take action. These are some of the engagements that we've done. On the top right is the UN Youth Envoy at a youth summit meeting last year. In the center is me trying to discuss with our member a press conference I gave at the United Nations. And just down my right corner is the current Deputy Secretary General, United Nations organization. Now, the point is this, that if at all we are to make headway in climate change, we actually need everyone on board. Everyone is important, including those that are physically challenged, including those that are disproportionately affected. So we all need to bring all our games, all our talents, all our skills into one if we must. And we must do that by transiting to climate smart ways. Climate smart ways, I mean, for us in Team 54 project, are ways that will not affect the environment, ways that will make you ecologically responsible. to meet the demands of mankind, especially our basic needs in the area of food, water security, and decent jobs. And the only ways we can do this is if we move away to renewable energy, not complicated energy, renewable clean energy from primary sources. If we start to do climate smart agricultural ways, if we start to do climate smart transportation ways, if we start to think of the green economy, an economy that will ensure as much as possible that the sufferings of the people are not the primary cause for profit, rather the respect for environment, respect for sanctity of people, and the fact that we are providing a better future for children we know too well do not have the capacity right now, but because of our inactions over the years we need. This is why we have to be responsible. We are driving climate awareness into climate action. That's our motto. That's what we stand for. That is Team 54 project mantra. Together, the solution to solve the crisis is with us. Join us today, and happy Earth Day. Thank you for having me.
Daniel, I'd like to get back to you. When you listen to the other speakers here and relate this to your project work all over the world, what would you say is your success factor in bridging this gap of not wanting to really commit and move forward?
Yes, thank you very much. And that's a very important thing. And I think I need to go back to what Dr. Chris said. And it's important that people are overwhelmed because the content of what is out there have been tinted with science, politics, and personal and cultural addendums. Now, the way to solve the problem is to look for things that bring us all together. And Scott is right. Scott and Swart is right. That, do you know that 13 million people listen to music every day on either the Twitter or the YouTube? And we all agree here that we need everyone on board to address the issue of climate change. It means those that are physically challenged, those that are deaf, those that we know fully well don't have TV, those that have, we need everyone on board. The only way we can achieve this narrative is to look for common things people like and find a connection of everything together and give people a sense of purpose. Our purpose for now as human beings are this. If we continue to do the same thing that has brought us to this problem, it is called insanity. So the answer is, let us do a completely different thing that has brought us to this state where everybody knows something is not right. So what my organization does is this: create content for everyone, tell you have a role to play to something much bigger than you, and tell them that you have that moral obligation, that duty as an adult, never to hand over to your children a life that you worsened because you know too well that they do not have that capacity. Right now, they're not in government to make things better.
Thank you, Daniel.